Welcome back, learners. So now we're just going to do a quick recap of what transpired in the entire lesson. So we remember that we started by looking at the main idea, which was the general reaction of an acid with a metal carbonate. And within that, we looked at what metal carbonates are and how are they formed, and what is the product that is going to be given off when they are reacting with an acid. We further looked at the applications of an acid-base reactions in our daily lives, that how do we use these reactions in our daily lives. And then lastly, we looked at the reactions between an acid and now a metal, that what is the product when an acid reacts with just a metal. We learned that it's just going to be the salt and the hydrogen, because there is no O or the OH to bond with the hydrogen given off by the acid to produce the water. So it's just going to be the salt and the hydrogen gas. We further used certain words such as acid, base, and the pH value to better explain how everything was happening in the reaction. That we said that is an acid, it is a substance that tastes sour and feels rough on one's hand. And we also said that an acid has a pH that is less than 7. And the further you move away from 7, the stronger the acid becomes. Then a base, it is a substance that tastes bitter and has a pH that is greater than 7. And also, we know that the pH of the substance, as you're moving away from 7 towards 14, the stronger the base becomes. And then lastly, the pH value as the measure of the acidity or the basicity of the substance. That you're using those numbers that are between 0 and 14 to tell us how strong the substance is or how weak the substance is, be it a base or be it an acid. And we know that if it has a pH value of 7, then that particular substance is neutral. Now, what I want you to take away from this lesson is the following things. That's number 1. The pH of the metal oxide once dissolved in water will be above 7. That means when we have a metal oxide dissolved in water to make a solution, then the solution will have a pH that is above 7. And if the pH is above 7, it's basic, or it's a base. Now, that all salts can be produced from the reaction between an acid and a base. So whenever an acid reacts with a base, the products will be salt, water, and probably something else if the base was a metal carbonate. Then metal carbonates, they are weak bases. So when the metal carbonates react with an acid, we're forming 3 products: salt, water, and carbon dioxide. And then also, we use acid and bases in many ways, and there are also economic uses of these chemical substances. We know how farmers can use the limestone to raise the pH of the soil so that they can grow more plants and more flowers that prefer a much neutral or much basic soil. And then lastly, the reaction between an acid and a metal produces salt and hydrogen gas. Because the metal doesn't have any oxygen or it doesn't have any hydroxide to produce or to donate, it will just be now the reaction, the acid will now be donating that hydrogen, and the remainder after the acid has donated the hydrogen will react with the metal, because the metal doesn't have anything to donate. It is just going to be the metal plus the non-metal part from the acid to form the salt. Then that hydrogen given off by the acid will just be produced as the hydrogen gas as one of the products. So with that said, I have answered a lot of questions for you. Now it is your time to answer this question for me. I want you to just tell me what is a force, and I also want you to give examples of a force. And until I see you next time with my answers, goodbye.